Anin Buju band members, today is Monday, April 5th. Here are the COVID updates for the counties. Aiken County, last week, 1,224. Today, 1,238. Crow Wing, last week, 5,609. And today, 5,678. Mille Lacs County, last week, 2,572, and today, 2,602. Pine County, 2,992, and today it's 3,006. On the reservation, we've had one new case for District 1 and District 2A, so now we are at the number of 109 positive cases. District 2, 10, no change, and District 3, 35, no change. Throughout the state, the number of the COVID positive cases is rising. And so the recommendation is to get the vaccination if you haven't already done so. And hopefully the vaccine will go a long way towards ending the pandemic. And again, even if you have your shots, you still will need to wear your mask when you're out in public spaces. And remember all the safety precautions, staying at least 6 feet away from others and washing your hands often, and stay home if you're ill. There is a Mille Lacs Band vaccination clinic this Wednesday, April 7th. Please make sure you complete these vaccinations. You need to have both doses to be considered immune to the virus. And what we're finding out is that many people do come in for one dose, but then they never show up for their second dose. Please, please go in and complete your second dose of the vaccination. Currently, as of last Wednesday, March 31st, there are 1,156 individuals that are fully vaccinated. And there are 1,376 with at least one dose. And the band is also coordinating with the Mille Lacs Health System in Onamia to get more people vaccinated. Mille Lacs Health System has 2 vaccination clinics next week. And if you prefer to go to Onamia, you still have to register. And those links are on the Facebook page. So there is the Johnson & Johnson Clinic. That is Tuesday, April 6th from 1 to 3 p.m. and they have 100 doses. The Pfizer Clinic is Thursday, April 8th from 10 a.m. to 3, and they have 540 doses. So if you have friends or relatives and they haven't made it to the Neoshin Clinic, you can still recommend that they go to the Mille Lacs Health System to get those doses. So under the Department of the Health and Human Services, and if you are an individual that you're dealing with a lot of stress and uncertainty right now, and if you're struggling with a lot of emotions and mental wellness, please remember there's a lot of people that are feeling that way. You can call the Mille Lacs Band crisis phone line 24/7, and that number is 320-674-4385. Also, the Substance Use Disorder Department, their number is 320-532-7773. And if you have any questions regarding the assessment request, treatment services, or peer recovery and case management services, please call them. Also, there is the harm reduction services, including MAR, Suboxone program, needle exchange, and medical services. And you can call the Neoshin Clinic 320-532-4163. There is a lot of help for us if we need it, so please take this opportunity to get a hold of those individuals and share the information with family and friends. News from the Department of Natural Resources. Spring harvesting season is upon us. There is still a lot of ice left on the lake, but DNR is opening spearing tonight, and that will be at Wigwam, the Walleye Road Access, and Father Hennepin landings. And again, that is open to spearing tonight. Harvester can pick up their permits at the landings beginning at 8 p.m. Don't forget, you need your ID. And also, they're thinking that there's going to be storms coming this week, and they're hoping to issue netting permits by the weekend. And the Department of Natural Resources is utilizing a harvester text alert system to send daily updates. Please contact Alyssa at 320-362-1514 to be added to the list. Please be prepared to share your name, cell number, and cell phone provider, and that will be added to the list. Spring cleanup is just around the corner. The annual spring cleanup will be starting in mid-April. Elders can call ahead to schedule a pickup. Call Community Development at 320-532-7488 before your district is scheduled. So District 1, the dates for spring cleanup is April 17th through April 26th. East Lake, McGregor, Minnewawa, Sandy Lake, and Isle. District 2, May 1 through May 7th. And District 3, Lake Lena and Hinckley, and that will be April 24th and April 30th. Every 2 years, the states are required to submit an official list to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency of what they call the impaired waters. This means that waters that have a high level of pollution. Once a lake or a river gets on that list, those waters have to be protected. The Minnesota Pollution Control Agency is the state agency that is supposed to create this list of impaired waters. About 7 years ago, there was a big debate about protecting wild rice from sulfate pollution in lakes and rivers where the rice grows. Even a low level of sulfates can kill our manumin. There are a lot of lakes and rivers, especially in northern Minnesota, that have high levels of sulfates due to the big industry like mining. Several years ago, industry lobbyists wanted to increase the amount of sulfate to be allowed in Minnesota waters where the wild rice grows. And the tribes opposed that because it was a violation of the Clean Water Act. Our position as tribes, we just wanted Minnesota to follow the law under the Federal Clean Water Act and Minnesota laws and protect our wild rice waters. And we felt that it was very important that these waters be included. Instead, the state legislature forbid the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency from including any waters on the list that grow wild rice. Since 2015, no wild rice waters have been included on the list of waters that need protection. All 11 tribes came together and argued that this was illegal. We met with the EPA about 10 days ago and told the EPA that the right to harvest wild rice is a treaty right, and that the federal government has to protect wild rice as our trustee. In my comments, I talked about environmental justice and that it is discrimination against Indian people to refuse to list our wild rice waters. Last Friday afternoon, we received a letter from EPA telling us that EPA had finally rejected the state's refusal to list wild rice waters. For the first time, the EPA has put its foot down on the issue and told the state it has no excuse for leaving wild rice waters off the list. This is historical. We don't know of any EPA doing this before. Here again is more proof that the Biden administration is keeping its promises to Indian country seriously. Now we have a short period of time to determine which polluted lakes and rivers that we want to have added, and this will have an official consultation session with the EPA later this week. This might also be a battle, but we will get it done. It shows really that as tribes, when we get together, we can just about accomplish a lot of things and exercise our sovereignty. I want to give a big shout out to Grant Portage, to April McCormick, and the chairperson, Bobby Deschamps. They led this discussion, and therefore we're on our first step of getting a lot of these waters put on the Impaired Waters list. So that is historical, and I want to say miigwech for that. With that, I'd like to say have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Miigwech.